All right, the new fall TV season is here on WUSA 9, and it kicks off Wednesday night with the 47th season of The Survivor. 18 new castaways embark on the adventure of a lifetime on the islands of Fiji.
And one of those castaways is Jon Lovett. He's the co-host of the popular podcast Pod Save America. Before that, he was a speechwriter for Hilary Clinton and President Obama. But being a castaway was always a dream of his. Take a look.
All right, Jon, so explain this to me. You wanted to be on Survivor and you just sent in an email? Like you applied like everybody else?
Yeah. When you watch Survivor, Jeff Probst says, if you want to be on Survivor, apply. And so I said, okay, Jeff. And then I made a video, I sent it in, and then the next thing I knew, there were coconuts.
How was it? Was it everything you expected?
I'm going to give you no details, nothing. I've been so, I am sitting in the studio where we make Pod Save America, and I sit here every week with John and Tommy, my co-hosts, and they don't know. They don't know a thing about what's about to happen. So I'm not gonna spill. So, look, Chris and Ellen, you seem lovely. If my friends can't get the information, you can. But I appreciate the ask. Look, I love Survivor, and I really wanted to be a part of it. This social experiment in endurance and deprivation, but also in democracy. You're in DC, and we're in this election where the stakes for our democracy are total. We spend every day thinking about that here. We try to get people to sign up at Vote Save America to help be part of protecting democracy. And at a time when people are pretty cynical and frustrated by politics, there's this show that's been on for 47 seasons that's about voting, that's about people coming together and voting. And so I was really excited to be part of that, not cynical, completely kind of hopeful and exciting idea of what it's like to have a group of people come together and build a society and ultimately vote.
If you can't tell us what happens, we've talked to many people who've been on Survivor who did a lot of training and prep, and they were going through puzzles and games. Did you do any preparation, or did you just walk in and say, I'm here?
First of all, you can't really prepare, but I did a lot of puzzles.
Really?
I did a lot of puzzles. I learned to make fire. I'm not like an outdoor, you can tell by looking at me, I'm not the most outdoorsy person. And so but I did prepare as much as I could. But, once you're there, you realize that there's a big difference between Survivor being on television for an hour or two a week and then being on the island for 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could prepare you for that.
Yeah.
There's a clip, I love this. You're in the water with some of your competitors' teammates, and you're telling them about yourself and your podcast, which your podcast is huge. Like Pod Save America, people love it. And they're like, I haven't heard of that before.
I was a speechwriter for a while.
Okay. Whoa.
And then I started a podcast called Pod Save America.
I've heard the name.
Well, have any of you listened to it?
I haven't listened to
How big could it be?
I think they had.
They're playing the game with you, Jon. They were playing the game.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that was hilarious. I love that. But you also say, you're best in small doses. You have some of the best lines that we've seen so far on the show. How did this challenge you?
Well, you talked about preparing for it, and you realize when you're trying to prepare for Survivor, it's like you want to be athletic. You want to be able to handle tough circumstances. You want to be social. You want to be strategic. You want to have skills that vary from balance to endurance to making fire. And then you start to think, oh, is the way you prepare to be on Survivor by just being a well-rounded human being?
Right.
Because did I forget to prepare that? Shouldn't I? Maybe I should have been preparing for Survivor even when I wasn't going on Survivor,
Lean into that Boy Scouts training, or
yeah, that's right. I was a Cub Scout,
Were you?
and I threw up and I went home. So.
And you went on Survivor. You applied to do this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's going to be fun to watch them, I know. The 47th edition of Survivor starts tomorrow night with a 2-hour season premiere. We'll see what happens.
Yes, we will.